Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to Spit Talking with Talia. And it is episode number 2 for the podcast. Let me know if it's of any of importance that I shout out which episode I'm on. Like, do we care for real? Because it's not like what I'm talking about is in sequence. I'm talking about random things and people, and I don't know if it makes any difference. But nonetheless, it is episode 2. And in today's episode, we'll be talking about Blueface and the relationship he has with his mother. And her name is Clarissa. Their relationship bothers me as a parent. I couldn't. I just cannot. I wouldn't be able to deal with the disrespect of my kid online, nonetheless. But we're going to talk about it. And if you're interested in getting my thoughts and opinion on this whole issue, by all means, stay tuned. But before you go ahead and click that subscribe and notification bell button. And yeah, so you can stay notified when I post both on any of the podcast platforms and on YouTube. Yeah, go ahead and do the things. I don't know which side everything is on, so I'm just going ahead and just tell you to click it wherever you see it. go ahead and go ahead and do that.
I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about.
By the time this episode comes out, this situation that I witnessed what is about a week, maybe 2 weeks from the point where this is posted. So Karlissa is Blueface's mom, right? I can't remember what her name is, and let me look it up so then I can tell you. Lord, it's like Karlissa. I don't know why I want to call her Jenkins. It's not that though. Karlissa Saffold Harvey. On Instagram, she has 225,000 followers. I'm not sure if she has a YouTube. I know that she has, is it OnlyFans or Patreon? It's one of the two where, she has this whole documentary, this whole show of her and her family. I don't know what it's called, and it's not that serious for me to even talk about it, but nonetheless, she has this show online on one of those platforms. And she likes to go online and talk about her kids. Like, I don't understand her dynamic. I know that she might think that she has some jacked up kids, and she probably does, you know what I mean? In her opinion, I didn't raise them. If she feels like her kids are jacked up, I mean, she's the mom, so she'd be the best one to tell you. But I just don't feel like it's necessary for her to go online talking about her kids the way she does. But she has the pleasure of being the mother of Blueface and that sweet boy. And for those who don't know who Blueface is, I think this dude is like, I don't know, 26, 28, whatever. Don't really care about his age either. But he is a rapper. I will never put him in a category of hip hop. Won't ever. Y'all can be mad about it. This dude can't hold a beat, doesn't know how to rhyme, like nothing. He just talks over a beat. If that's your thing, whatever works for you, right? But for someone who can appreciate a good lyricist, he definitely isn't one of those. Okay. So nonetheless, Carlissa had went on to Jason Lee. If you don't know who Jason Lee, he is a tea spiller. I don't know if he would classify himself as a journalist, but he does celebrity gossip. You know, he does what I aim to be, sort of. He doesn't bit much. Um, but in the realm of commentary. And from what I gather, I heard, I think, one of his recent podcasts, he is going to run for a city council in somewhere in California where he was raised. So shout out to him. So he had interviewed Carlissa about a week ago, 2 weeks by the time you hear this podcast, and I watched the entire interview. I thought it was a pretty good one. I felt like as a parent, if because I had my first child at 19, so I can't say that it was easy. I can't say that I made the right decisions. Like, looking back, there's certain things I could have done differently. But when you have kids so young, it's that whole responsibility switch. It doesn't immediately go on, right? So nonetheless, she shares about how good or how bad of a parent, and she shared her mistakes, and I felt like was very noble of her to be honest. She shed a few tears. Like, I felt like it was a very good interview. She's a little corny to me. I know she had mentioned that she would love to be a comedian. I'm like, yeah, why would you want to do that? But I also feel like she antagonizes, and she antagonizes on the backs of her kids, and I don't understand the reason for that. Now, if I was her child, yes, I probably would have had straight problems with how my mother conducted herself and kind of like, just putting all her information out there to just, I don't know. But clearly, Blueface had a problem with it. And I could see why, but I feel like why not address it to your mother directly? So he likes to be on Twitter, X, whatever the app is called, right? But he definitely has those Twitter fingers where he likes to humiliate everybody that comes in his path that bothers him. He's gonna definitely put it on Twitter. I don't know if he ever calls these people to talk to them directly or even knows how to use a telephone, but Twitter, he knows how to use. So this was on November the 16th. And I think it was the day after the interview had came out. And I will be reading you the tweets on YouTube. You will see the tweets posted on video so you can follow along. So, and I don't know if I had screenshotted these tweets in sequence, but nonetheless, these uh these tweets are like, damn dude, you don't even respect your mom, not even a little bit. So on November the 16th, he tweets, Carlissa chooses men by their penis size. I'm going to read it to you how he wrote it. And, not and wonders why she ended up with a bum after all the cocks she had. And the laughing emoji. My wife could never. I don't understand why he does this and his mom does it. They compare Carlissa to Blueface's significant other. Like it baffles me. There should be no comparison. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. Well, let me take that back because I don't want to sit here and lie to you. Because I have compared my dad to my husband. Like my husband doesn't do anything. I'd be like, yo, my dad wouldn't do. I've done that. Yeah, that I have. I mean, that could be wrong, guys. But when your father teaches you certain things, and then you just hope like all men are like your dad. If you have a good one, all men are like your dad, and it's like, yeah, my dad wouldn't let me. My dad taught me how. My That's me. So I see. Okay, never mind. Scratch that though. But anyway, so he starts there. And then he proceeds to tweet, your husband is not bigger than mine on Schoolyard SY. Stop saying that. I wouldn't know why your mom would be talking about her husband's penis compared to yours either. Like that, and I'm pretty sure there's no incestual kind of like meaning behind it. It's dumb though. Like there'd be no reason if you're trying to dish your son or whatever have you, like comparing penis sizes is stupid. It's dumb. So I'm not saying that Blueface is wrong for even saying anything. I just don't know what would be the reason to say things to his mother online. And then the next tweet states, Carlissa, why is you telling this sad ass story like being disliked? Hold on. Carlissa, why is you telling this sad ass story? I like being disliked. Oh, okay. Jesus. So you want I guess people were feeling sorry for him or whatever the case is. But if you're the child and you had to witness your parent do something or you feel like you were neglected somehow, regardless of how piss poor of a human you might be any other day, people who have souls are going to empathize with you, Blueface. This dude, on no occasion do I like him. I think he's a complete jerk, and I will be talking more about him because I definitely want to peel his story back a little bit because like how did you get to this point? Now, when his mom was doing the interview, it's like, okay, well, maybe I could see why you disrespect women because your mom had to do or what she felt like she had to do to maintain you guys a certain lifestyle or make sure you guys didn't go without. Because she even said that she had to sell, herself a little bit to make sure that things were taken care of. And I don't know what that's like. I don't know that level of desperation, and I can't judge a person for doing what they felt like they had to do for the kids. And Blueface, this is where I feel like you shouldn't have to judge your mom because she made sure you had. And if she had to sacrifice herself to make sure you had, why not empathize with that? Is your mom too much all the time? Again, I still don't have a rhyme or reason to why she acts the way she acts. But damn, you can't empathize with the lady for doing what she had to do to raise you. The next tweet is everyone go watch Carlissa's interview since she wants the world to know why her kids don't respect her as adults. She won't let us leave our miserable dick hunt childhood journey she took us on because she couldn't pick a man to thug it out with. Now, when she was talking in the interview, because all this is by memory, she was talking about like she has 3 kids with 3 different people, and, again, it's not like that's what she wanted to do. I think with the oldest child, Andre, she was hoping to find a good person to be the dad. Now, with that, to this day, there is no confirmation on who Andre father is, and that's Blueface's older brother. And to say that out loud to people online is like, you don't see the reason, regardless of why your kids even look at you sideways. Because if it's important to your kids to have some sense of like self worth, you didn't think it would be important to, like, okay, you know what? If all I can do is find out who your biological dad is, then let's go and try to find out. But you'll call them MFers all over the place. And you get mad when they bash you. You want to put them on blast, but do some self-reflection. Just a little bit. None of us parents are perfect parents. None of us. I can write a whole story of a whole book on what I could have done differently, you know. Um, because damn, parenting isn't easy. Some of us had it easier than others, and some of us had to do whatever we had to do to make sure that we maintained. And I can respect it. But then when you sit here and bash the kids for what they like to express because they felt like you could have done more, or it's like, ma'am, just check yourself. I mean, please. And this is where Blueface really got me. Again, I can't state enough that I am not a fan whatsoever, but I am human and I can empathize with people when they're hurt, right? But when he groups all Black women in a category, it really makes me want to throat punch him. So he tweets, watch all watch all the Black women take up for her like she did what she could, you got. Watch all the Black women take up for her like she did what she could. You guys should be grateful. That's your mother, blah, blah, blah. All y'all birds if you co sign a woman lugging her kids around selfishly for her to find the biggest. Okay. Now we'll say this. I come from a two-parent household, right? When I had my kids, because I also have 3 kids by 3 different people. I was young, I moved reckless, but I didn't drag my kids into, uncomfortable situations. They were never neglected for the next individual. Um, but I think what Karlissa, not defending her, right? Because Blueface in this comment, not defending her, but you never know how people were brought up. And some people were brought up that a man is a provider, gotta find someone to father your kids, gotta find someone to pay the bills, this, that, and the third, dot, 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 dot. and never, and it'll never cross their mind that maybe they have to be the breadwinner, and you can't wait on no on anyone with a cape to rescue you out of whatever situation that you are in. You know what I'm saying? So he's so judgy. But it's like, sir, who are you to talk about your mother? Because let's talk about it. The way you look at parenthood is baffling to me for you to even have judgment on how your mother raised you. You were with, what's her name? What's that girl name? Jaden. You were with Jaden for X amount of years, right? You proceeded to leave your children to pursue somebody else while you're sitting here talking. Lady pregnant and all, but you're busy out there chasing a chick and also chasing a dollar. You also put your kids in compromising situations where people need to call the CPS, folks online who are watching you. You leave your kids unprotected by their biological parents while Jaden's over there wondering, or saying that, oh, her kids can't be around Krishan because Krishan is unsafe. Krishan is nurturing in comparison to what I've seen come out of your household. But you want to talk about someone else's parenting? Like, get out of here. You want to sit here and question your 6-year-old baby on their sexuality, but you're worried that your mom was out here lugging you guys around and chasing after a dude? Like, seriously? That's like the bird calling the kettle black. Y'all are both jacked up humans, and you have the nerve to judge her. Meanwhile, you're doing some messed up stuff. Let me tell you something, Blueface, real quick, because my intention is to talk about you and your life decisions, right? And try to find some way to to be empathetic and positive as try to put a positive message out there on how you conduct yourself. But you legit have to ask the dear Lord himself for forgiveness because you, sir, have a God complex that I don't know who gave it to you. I will say this, out of possible talents that you have is that you know how to market and you know how to use other people to get what you want, because that's a gift, honey. If you can get someone to do something that you necessarily can't do yourself, you accomplish that for sure because you're using the women in your lives. And you also have a potential son that's out here that you choose not to take care of because of whatever speculations, right? But you can't be man enough or a father enough to go ahead and do a proper DNA to find out. You just rather talk about people online while you're sitting here judging other folks. You have no room. And I'm gonna say this too, right? While you're on probation and things, people can call me a snitch or whatever. Like, who is your probation officer? And they clearly not paying attention to absolutely nothing that you're doing. I had to get that out because you annoy me, truly. So he proceeds to say, all them celebrities she named and ended up married to a bum named Sterling Silver. I don't know what her husband name is, but she did drop some names. She like, she said that 50 Cent wanted her, Shaq wanted her. And it was like, why? There was no need to sit here and talk about anybody. You didn't marry them, you didn't date them. I get it. Like there would be no reason. I could see the annoyance, but I still don't see the reason why all this needed to be discussed online. So that's why I have so much respect for Jaden as much as she could have had my kids around other men and trying to find new just get over the last one. I can't keep repeating that word. She sacrificed her desires to do what was best for our children instead of herself. These poor girls don't realize that's not a flex either that Jaden didn't do anything. Poor thing was probably sitting at home depressed because you jacked her up mentally. And then she didn't have the mental capacity to deal with anybody else because you wore her out. And today you still disrespectful to her. You still out in the street doing God knows what with God knows whom, and then you coming back to her. But she's so blinded. And you know what? And I take that back. She may not be, because when she has interviews, she steadily talks about, okay, she's aware of the dumb stuff. But then there's certain things that you work through, you get over. It's not a deal breaker, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, well, maybe she has some strategy going on. Maybe she's like, okay, this dude did me dirty for the very last time, and this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to sit here and run up this bag. And when I do, I hope you think like this, Jaden. I'm giving you more credit than I feel like you deserve. But she's gonna run up this bag and go off for her and her kids. Girl, that I pray that for you. I want that for you. Y'all can talk about Krishan all you want to, but Krishan over there doing what she had to do. She may be on the side doing unnecessary foolery, and as she shouldn't, but but she's getting her paper and doing what she has to do for her and her kid. So I don't know what Blueface is over there talking about. Everybody in the situation needs therapy. So yeah, that's that's it. I don't think that Carlissa has a Twitter because I'm up there more now than I have ever been before. Because I follow, I pay attention to what Blueface and Krishan does, so that's why mostly I'm up there. Because Lord knows, if you could see my folder of all their tweets going back and forth. But I'm gonna do a separate video where I kind of focus on each person individually. I don't know how to structure it. I tried to at one point structure a video where I'm comparing Jaden and Krishan and how Blueface is trying to mold Jaden after Krishan. And the reason why I say that too, and I may still do this video because it's just how she wears her clothes, how she looks, her makeup and hair. Certain things seem kind of similar, and you're trying to build a person to have a personality or that stage presence that another person had, but she can't. She can't come close. I don't know. I still might do that. But those are kids to me, and those kids need help, guidance, supervision, and these people are raising people. Yeah, but I definitely want to put positive energy out there. So I don't know how to end this with some form of positivity. What I will say, um, Carlissa and Blueface, a mom's love is endless, right? It should be. Um, Stop going online talking about your kids. Stop calling your kids outside their names. I don't understand. That is triggering for me because how I value being a mom and calling my kids MFers left and right, like that's not cool. I don't care how old they are. It's it's not. And even though your kids might be grown, they still hurt. You know what I mean? And for Blueface, like that's your mother, regardless of how you feel of how she made her decisions. She took care of you. You don't give her enough credit because you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. Period. In life, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. You wouldn't be Blueface if it wasn't for her because some shape or form she had to invest in you. No, she had to see your vision of what you wanted to be, and she followed through on that. So give your mother some grace. I mean, truly, you only have one. So just think about it this way: if something were to happen to her, how would you feel? You would be okay with the last moments of both of y'all, that you calling your son an MFer and you calling your mom a hoe, basically. Each person is irreplaceable. There could never be another you. So y'all fix that. Because y'all can't keep doing what y'all doing. And when you are married, because you and Jaden are not married, when you are married, yes, your spouse is to come first. Decisions are to be made together. Factual. But there should be no one in the world that comes between you and your mother, you and your children. Nobody. That's all I got to say. I encourage for you guys to fix it. I pray that you guys get it together and to stop cursing each other out online at least. Take it offline. Y'all know where each other lives? Talk to each other in person. If you got to curse each other out in person, fine. But this online business is for the freaking birds, and we get tired of watching it. So that's all I got for you guys. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. And please share my podcast with whoever you can share it with. I definitely want to build this community. I definitely want to hear from you in the comment section. Please let me know what you would like to talk about. I will do my research and try to go ahead and make that happen because there's so many things out in the world that we can talk about. We can get things off our chest, and sometimes it's kind of hard to find a starting point. But definitely let me know. And yes, if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Twitter, known as X, as Spit Talk Talia. You can also follow me on Instagram as I'm Spit Talking with Talia. And if you want to still see like my makeup, random stuff, you can still find me on Talia's Eye Candy, also on Twitter. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm lying, on Instagram. And yeah, and I will catch you all in the next one, and I will see you guys in the comments. Bye.
Merry Christmas to